talk about this thing of one of those things in Scripture that's been difficult, because I really think that now I understand it, because I never did before, about Esau and Jacob, and about God hating someone or loving someone. And the way I understand it, through my own experience in relationships, to understand how God is in relationship with people, is that he created Esau he had a positive plan for him. This is where, I refute the Calvinistic theory, which is actually a pagan theory, that you're fated to something that you can't even do anything about. That's not the gospel. You aren't. How can you be fated to be damned with the gospel, which is that you can opt out and get saved? I mean, sure, you can be bound by evil that you seem to not be able to resist, but still, you still do have free will. And so he created him with that, and with his free will, he made some ridiculous choice to abandon God and abandon his birthright as a Jewish guy and as the firstborn. And it was, I believe, losing his soul. And in that he showed perversity towards God, that he was that self-destructive. And then because of that, God said that he hated him. So that you need to understand that it was because of that, and not that God just hated him, because that's the idea people have. That's the Calvinist thing. Like, God hates the Esau's, he loves the Jacobs, and that's just not the way it is. And so that means that God, while he hated Esau, he loved Esau as well. You can see that when I remember I had this friend years ago. He was gay, right? But we were friends, and so we were talking, and I remember him kind of making fun with this weird voice of like a TV preacher saying, love the sinner, hate the sin. And right even then I understood it as he was seeing it as he didn't like people like that, who maybe they just really aren't even sincere. They'll say love the sinner, hate the sin, but maybe they don't really hate the sin, and maybe they don't really love the sinner, because they're fake. And I could understand him saying that from that point of view. I didn't take it as him necessarily criticizing genuine believers saying that you hate the sin and love the sinner. No, I didn't see it as more like, I don't like these ministers who say these things, and I could sort of agree with that. But the point of it being, though, talking about, because it is important to talk about hating the sin and loving the sinner, that was the situation with Esau. And when you're hating the evil of someone, you can love them at the same time. And it's a terrible juxtaposition and dilemma to love somebody and hate them because of their evil at the same time. But that is the reality. And you can understand God's point of view when you experience this yourself. And you see that people you love have gone down the wrong road. And you're heartbroken over, but at the same time you're angry that why did they do this to themselves? And then in a sense, they've done this to all of us, and it makes you just terribly angry, and you can feel hatred, but at the same time you love them. You still love them. You haven't changed that you still love them, because and this is, I understand so much better God because of this. Yeah.